All right. Bobby, how was your week?
Oh, it was very good, man. Practiced a bunch. I think I got it down. We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah, it was kind of a short week this week since we just did Monday to Thursday or Saturday to Thursday, I believe it was.
Yep.
But yeah. So I got the checkpoint that you went through, and I looked at everything as we this afternoon when you sent it to me, and everything looked good.
Okay.
Was there anything that caused you any trouble on that?
No, the only thing is for the add of the bar lines, like I just had to look at past examples because, some of that's a little bit difficult, but I was able to get it once I looked at some past examples. So,
Awesome.
yeah, other
Okay.
than that, everything else was pretty straightforward.
Great. Okay. Yeah. So when we're playing through all these checkpoints and stuff, when we're going through and we're working on them, I always double check. The one that's always hard for me is the bar lines. That's the one that tends to be the
Yep.
one that people struggle with the most. But you seem to have gotten that one out of the way with no problems.
Exactly. The only other thing is, can you explain the DS sign? I couldn't find, and I ruled that out
Mhm.
by default, but could you explain that one more time?
Yeah. So the way that the DS works is, let me see if we flip back in our book. We used it on one of the earlier songs.
Yeah,
I can't remember
I
which
knew we
one.
did. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah. So basically, what it is that the DS sign works in with the coda. I believe we did that back on James Bond theme, and yeah, it's back on James Bond theme. So with that one, when you'll see it's on page 23. The DSL coda is written there on the second to last bar
Ah,
on
that's
page
it.
23.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, basically once you finish that bar, you go back to that sign, which is the weird S-looking thing, and
Yep.
it takes you to the coda after that. Means go to the sign and then go to the coda.
Go to the coda. Okay, I remember that. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah. All right. So let me look at a couple of the exercises we had. So we had Miserloo. It looks like I hate myself for loving you, and
Mhm.
those ones. Did those you said you got those down? Okay.
Yeah. So the one that actually I practiced more than anything, those were fine. They're good to go. But
Mm-hmm.
the bluegrass run was the one that gave me the most run for my money.
Okay.
I practiced with the metronome, like we talked about. And then what ended up happening was this is probably the first time I really had to memorize the riff.
Mm-hmm.
So normally I can kind of look up and read it and kind of, but it's just so fast that I ended up just memorizing it by playing it 50 times. And so once I did that, I was able to have a steady pace and then play with a backing track from 80, 90, and at 100 by today, realistically, I was able to get it down.
Awesome.
So I think I'm good to go. But yeah, that one probably gave me the most trouble.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and play it for me? If you want to do it with the backing track, that's great. You can just take it a little bit slow first and play it on your own, or play it slowly, starting at like 70, whatever, work your way up.
Okay, I'll play on my own and then we can play with the backing track. See what
Okay,
you
sounds
think.
good.
All right. Ah, all right. Let me try one more time. There we go.
Cool. Yeah,
Second
yeah, yeah.
time.
When you're playing on the end part there, that last little bit is my favorite part, just because it's kind of I don't know, just weird because you have these pull offs that you're playing along with this other stuff, and I love that last note. That's my favorite note of the whole thing. So when you're playing through that, sorry, I'm gonna turn up my amp just a little bit.
Yeah, you got it.
There we go. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and do that one. If you want to do it slowly with the backing track, say like I don't know, whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, let me practice full speed because that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
And then if I stumble, then I'll take it down. I'll
Okay.
take it down a notch.
Sounds good.
Let's see here. I got all this stuff up. Bluegrass run. There we go. All right. I
Cool.
fumbled a couple notes there.
Yeah, it's when you get to that second bar and you have to use your ring finger and your pinky. So they want you to play that slide where you go bum bottom. That part right there. That's the part that most people get tripped up on, just because you're having to use the pull-offs from the third open, fourth open, as far as your to your first finger.
Exactly. So maybe I'll just practice that real quick.
Cool.
There we go. Yeah. One more time?
Yep, go for it. And if you want to do it at full speed, fine, but you can also slow it down.
I'll try it one more time so I can do it full speed.
Why not, right?
Better.
Yeah, pretty close. Let's try slowing it down to like 90%. Okay, just give you a little bit extra wiggle room when you're playing to that second bar.
That's fair. All right. That was better.
Yeah. Okay.
That felt better.
Cool. More comfortable.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it at the same speed one more time, because I just want to really watch. I'm going to pay close attention to the beginning of that second bar.
Okay. Oh. There we go. I got tripped up there. One more time.
Very good. Good. Yeah. I can see that sometimes when you go play that second bar, you're changing which fingers you're using. Sometimes you want to reach with that ring finger, and other times you want to use your pinky.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just need to have some consistency there. But other than that, the good thing is you're not getting lost, because when you're playing with something like this, if you're just playing straight through it and you fall behind, it's kind of hard to catch up sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, so let's try. Let me see 95. I think 90 is probably about where you currently are, as far as knowledge wise on this one. And but we'll try 95. We'll try to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone. We'll see how that goes.
Alrighty.
Oh, wow. Actually, that went really well. Good job.
Yeah, that felt good.
That felt good? All right. Why not? 100%. Let's just do it again.
See if we can do
one last time. We'll tempt fate.
Let's try it one more time. I slipped up there.
Okay. Yeah, we fudged the end a little bit right there, but I'm okay with it for right now.
Yeah, I got the hard part.
Yeah. You got the rest of it. We fudged the end just a little bit, but otherwise, 95. You did great, nailed it. So we might review that a little bit more later, but all in all, I'm not too worried about it, because I think you can finish up that last 5% with just a little bit more practice.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, all right. So let's take a look at these other ones. So you went through Miserlou and I Hate Myself for Loving You and all that stuff, and there weren't any problems with either of those.
No, and I think we had Hey Joe, just like the full song too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. You want to go ahead and just do Hey Joe then? We'll just jump in on that one.
I'll probably just do it with the backing track, because I practiced that a bunch with the backing track.
Sweet.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Look at that. Sweet. Good job.
That was fun to play.
Yeah. No, I love that in this book they have some of the longer songs. It really, even if they're not like technically more difficult, especially when you're playing through the verse and stuff like that, it just gives you something to feel, helps you feel accomplished. You're like, I did that. I survived the entire page.
Put it all together.
Yep. Awesome. All right. So page 36, we have some stuff that we're going to be doing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through Miserlou, and we'll go from there. So let's just go ahead and jump right in with that one.
Alrighty. Want to do the backing track?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that one with the backing track. And I'm just going to be watching your picking on this one. That's the thing I'm interested in is your ultimate picking.
Yep, got it.
Okay, play it on your own.
Okay. Sorry. I keep actually hitting that bottom note every now and then, but
yeah. I was watching your technique with your right hand over here. Actually, if you could move your camera down just a little bit, that would help me out, so I could see the rest of it. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. So when you're playing with that wrist right there, with this one in particular, I saw you doing a lot of arm movement, a little bit more like your wrist was moving as well. If you keep your wrist kind of more solid, and on certain things when we're trying to go really fast, we'll use more arm. But for right now, when you're playing with something like this, where you're doing kind of a surf rock vibe, you're going to be wanting to keep your wrist kind of controlled like this. If you watch the way I hold my strings, I'm actually holding my first string with my second and fourth, or my third and fourth fingers. And that way, what that allows me to do is just keep right in that localized area. Okay. So I want to go play it. While I'm playing through something like that, it gives me the control over it where I can maintain that pattern. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that.
Good. Yeah. We'll work on the consistency a little bit more, but you got the outline of it. Let's just do it slow with the backing track. Let's try about 80%.
Alrighty. I had to redeem myself. I messed up that last part. All right, what do you want to do now?
Yeah, do it 5% faster.
Okay. I lost it. Hold on 1 second. Come back. There we go. All right.
Cool. All right, so that was 85.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do 90, and then we're gonna try to finish this one out again.
All right.
Good. Okay. Next.
100?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
We'll do that less 10%. Good. Yeah, and then just remember there's that drag off, that slide at the end. That's what that little line on the on our tabs are at the very end there. You see that like little line that's there? You just hit that note, and it's designed to slide back to where you reset.
Okay. Yep. I wasn't even seeing that. Yep.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
Yep. And it's fun too. All right, so we have that one. Let's go and do I Hate Myself for Loving You. For this one, we have these power chords that we're playing through. And so with these power chords, did you get that pattern down?
Yeah, so I practiced on my own, and then I practiced with a backing track to get the rhythm down, I guess you could say. It's a little bit of a different rhythm, but
yeah,
I got it down. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's tell you what. Let's just listen to it first, and then we'll play along with it.
Sounds good. All right. Here we go.
So we just have those pickup notes at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and.
Yep.
Just gotta make sure we hit those.
Yep. That's why I had to listen to the backing track to kind of get the intro right.
Yep. Yeah. It's tricky. You just have to remember to come in early. That's the thing.
Yep.
All right. Let's give it a shot.
All right.
What you're comfortable with.
I'll try 100. I had it earlier, so we'll see if I can knock it out.
Okay. Oh, great. Yeah, you totally got that one. Let's just do it one more time. Yep. That first time, and you'll get it for sure.
All right.
Cool. All right. All good. So did you go over any of the other power chord exercises?
I'm telling you the bluegrass run that gave me run for my money this week.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's do that. So let's run through a couple of these other power chord exercises. They're not anything that's super difficult, but they do have some new techniques that we're going to be adding in. So let's go ahead and do Talk Dirty to Me. So this one it has this power chord deal where we're playing with muffled strings or dead notes. And so you'll see that the X's that are on our tabs that are down there, those just indicate clicks. So we're going, basically when we play through this, we go.
Okay.
So what you'll see is that when I'm playing it, if I do it slowly, I'm going dun, 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 dun. I'm just hitting the dead strings. I'm just taking the pressure off my strings.
And you're staying with the index and pointer?
Yes, yeah. And just like we talked about before, I am blocking the other strings below that with my index just by resting it on top without pressing down.
Okay.
That way, when I'm playing with this one, I tend to do a little bit more strumming than playing those two. I tend to hit the other chords or the other strings because it kind of gives me more of that a little bit more of that dead note sounds. So as you're playing through that, you can keep that in mind and you can try that. But all it has written on the tabs is just those two strings. Okay. So let's go through it. Let's listen to the backing track and then we'll go through it slowly.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So the pattern we're playing through when we have those, so we have those tied notes as well. So when we play this, we're playing 1, 2. We have the eighth note that we click on the 2, and then we play again on the added 2. Dun dun. dun, dun, and then we play and 4 and
Okay.
dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Let's just try that first measure.
All right. All right.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. Cool. So bum, ba, da, da, dum. We play that slide, and then we do the same thing next measure. The only difference is that we don't have a slide on the end of this measure because we just play that. We play dun, dun, and then we switch all the way up. So
Okay.
dun, dun.
So
Yep.
it's
Yeah,
right?
so it's 1. So we play on the 1, we click on the 2, and then we play again on the and of 2, which is held to the 3, and we play and 4.
Got
So
it.
we go bum, bum, ba-dum.
Got it.
There you go.
And then, is that right?
Up another fret. You need to go up to the 9th.
Didn't sound right. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then you're only sliding up 1 fret. It just goes 9, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10.
Okay.
There you go. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's try putting it together a little bit. So we play. If we play through it, we have that pattern. So just try walking through it for me.
Okay. So. Oh, sorry. So.
Okay, so you're missing 1/8 note on that first measure.
I can hear it, but I know, like, I can hear it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
There you go. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Yep.
That's it. Okay.
Yep. Good, good. Yeah, now you're getting it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. Sweet. All right. Yeah, those slides would be rough on your fingers a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Let's try with the backing track, but let's do it slow. So let's start at like 75 or 80.
All right. Oh, it's just one time. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Just one time through. There's no repeats written on this one. Let's go ahead and do it a couple more times though.
Okay. I missed a note there.
There you go. Okay, 5% faster.
All right.
Cool. Keep going. 5% faster.
All right.
feels more natural as you get faster too.
It does, yeah.
Okay, 5%.
I'm gonna go fast on that one.
That'll put us at 90.
We're 95 because I started at 80.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Cool. All right, full speed.
All right.
Cool. Excellent. Excellent. Good job. All right, so let's do a little bit of reading here. So in our book, we have some stuff that talks about dotted quarter notes.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and read that sentence that's right there?
All right.
It's at the bottom of page 30.
Yep. All right. So it says, you've already learned that a dot after a note increases the value by 1/2. Therefore, a dotted quarter note lasts for 1.5 beats. 3 plus a quarter note equals 3 plus.
Yeah. So what's showing you there is a quarter note plus an eighth note equals a dotted quarter note.
Got it.
Because you're adding half of the value of a quarter note to a quarter note, so it's a beat and a half. So when we're playing Wherever I May Roam, when they play through that part, that very first beat that we're playing is held out from 1 all the way through the first half of 2. So when we play through that pattern, you're going to hear that the very first measure goes 1 and 3 and 4. 1 and 3 and 4.
Okay. So it's holding it. Got it.
Because you're holding out that first beat all the way through 1, 2, and 3 and 4.
Okay.
The wrong notes, but that's the right rhythm, right idea. Yeah. So let's listen to the backing track before we get too far into it, and we'll do that.
Yeah, drop my pick. All right. Wherever I may roam.
Okay, so 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 3 and 4. So when we play through that, you have your hammer-ons. We have a hammer-on from 7 to 8. When we play through that first measure, hammer-on. Normally when I play this, I'll set up in with my index finger in the 5th fret. And then I'll use my ring finger to play that first piece. The reason why I play the first measure like that is because then when I go to that second measure, I don't have to move my hand anywhere. I already have my index finger easily accessible right there for the 5th fret, where we have the slide. And then once I play through that, then I reset. But basically, when I'm playing that first measure, I just use my ring finger and my pinky to play that 7th and 8th fret.
Okay. I see. Okay. So we got. Oh.
There you go. It's a slide right there. Okay. You have 5 and 7 because of the diagonal line that's there. You play da da da.
It's actually easy. Yeah.
There you go.
You're right there for that note. Do you reset after that, or do you keep it in the first position?
Yeah, I reset right there. So I go. And then since I've resetted right before I played that third measure, I'm right on that last note that I end up on, the 7th fret on the 5th string. I end up perfectly set up to play my power chords all the way through there. So I'm ready. I got my pinky, all I have to do is put down my index finger. And they're just playing in half steps.
Cool. Okay.
Yep.
Let me try this one again. All right.
and then you just add a huge pile of distortion on top of it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll this one's already pretty slow, so we can just try it up to speed, and
Okay.
and we'll see how it goes.
All right. Gotta start on the right fret.
Yep. Sweet.
Yeah.
Good job.
I got it. More or less.
All right. Moving on to the next page.
All right.
All right, so this is where we have a lot of fun songs. So we have a couple over here that are on page 38. They're fairly simple to play. Well, we have Purple Haze and we have and Get Ready, but we'll go through those ones later. I have a couple of other ones that are in mind. In particular, you'll see that we have the Munsters theme and Hawaii 5-0 on page 39 over there.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's tackle the Munsters theme first.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and listen to it. It's a little bit longer. It's 3 bars long, and it has some pretty cool stuff that goes on. So let's just listen to it.
Alrighty. The Munsters theme. Moving up the fretboard. Here we go.
Now we get to move up the fretboard a little bit further than we've before, and we're going to be playing when we play this song. So let's walk through it. So our first 2 measures are pretty easy. All you're doing is you're playing open 6-7, open 6-7.
Nope. Oh, so it's not hammer on, it's just.
Yeah, it's not written as the hammer on, it's just plucking, but yeah. So we play 1, 2, 3, and rest. 1, 2, 3, and rest. And then when we go to start on that 3rd measure, that's kind of where the song actually begins. Where it starts, the way I like to set up for this one is I use my 2nd finger to play that 9th fret on the 3rd string, which is our first note. Down 1 string. That's your 4th. There you go. Good. Yeah. So we play that note. So we go done. And we have the 8th fret on the 2nd string as our 2nd note. So we go bum, ba. I use my index finger for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so 9, 8, 9. And we play the 11th fret with our pinky.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, now this is my favorite part. We do a slide up to the left.
Yep. All right.
When you just play that 11th fret, it doesn't quite sound right, but when you put it into the slide, it actually it just adds the extra character. And then the way I play that next 12th fret on the 1st string is I bar that 12th fret on the 2nd string and on the 1st string by rolling my pinky down.
All right, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'll try it.
Yep. Good.
There we go.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Bum, ba, da, dum, dum.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So on that 4th measure, we have those 3 notes, 8, 7, 10. So I switched positions for that. So I started in this position with my index finger on the 8th fret.
Okay.
And I play that slide in those last 2 notes. But when I go to play the next note, I'm going to go all the way back to use my 2nd finger to play that 8th fret on the 1st.
Okay.
And then that way I have my index finger there for the 7th and my pinky for the 10th on the 2nd string.
Oh,
yeah, sorry. I meant to say that I was using my 2nd finger to play the 8th fret and then my index finger.
Oh, no, you said it right. I think
I might have messed up my words.
So 8, 7. So you're using your 2nd finger on the 8th fret. Got it.
Yep, and then use your pinky to play that 10th. There you go. Yep.
Okay.
Cool. So we go bum da da ba da 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 da.
Okay. Ah. Ah.
There you go.
There it is.
I'll break you of that habit of using your ring finger for everything.
It's just stronger. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, the thing is that we're all tempted to do that, and sometimes it's useful, but yeah. All right, so when we play through that piece, we go bum ba da ba da ba ba da ba. Try doing that a couple more times to make sure you're familiar with it.
Okay. Ah.
Good.
Ah. There we go.
Yep. Cool. So let's just try playing that first bar. So if we start at the beginning, it'll go like this.
Okay. All right. Oh.
This is where just having some practice over the next week will come in, because when you're playing through this piece, you're going to be you'll be doing some stuff where you're getting you have to know right where you want to go. So your eighth, so you're gonna be using your second finger to play that ninth fret on the third string. There you
go. Okay, let me try that one again. Okay. So. Ah. Yeah, if once I practice it, I'll get it down. But
use your pinky.
Yep.
Hey.
There we go. Getting it.
Good. Okay, so play through that 1 or 2 more times, and then we'll just try it with the backing track, just playing that first bar.
Okay. Ah. Ah. There we go.
Good. Yeah. All right. So let's just try it with the backing track. Let's do it 80%, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll try that. We'll see if that works. If not, then we'll make adjustments.
All right. Sounds good. I wasn't ready for like all that other clatter to come in. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Again?
Yeah, let's do it again. Cool. At the end of the day, here's the thing. I care that you can play it. But yeah, definitely improving that technique will come as we work on this stuff. Cool. Sure. All right, so there's your first bar. Let's just walk through the rest of it so you're familiar with the positions we're playing through. And then as far as playing it with the backing track and practicing it, you'll just do that this week. Okay, that'll be homework. Yep. So we'll go through your homework in just a minute. All right, so at the end of that first bar, we have 2 notes where they play 7, 10. So we go ba-da-bum, ba-dum. We double up on those notes.
What are you playing the 7 with? Your
Index.
index?
Yep.
Okay.
It's the last 2 notes on that first bar. Do you see those?
Yeah, so why does it sound weird to me? Okay. Okay.
That's right. Yep. Play that last measure, just the 4th measure of the first bar.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm already on 7. I'm making it harder than it has to be.
Yep. Sometimes we do that.
Oh, it's literally the same. I'm just okay.
Yeah.
I'm making it really nasty. Got it.
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and those 2 notes lead us into this next run. So we go ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. That takes us into the 2nd bar. So we go.
Okay. So, oh, it's 2nd. Okay. Ah. Okay. So.
Yeah, and then so you'll see right there, as you're playing through this, you're actually running down your major scale. But when we're playing through this pattern, we go. We're playing within everything that's in the 7th fret. I'm gonna play with my index. Everything that's in this 8th fret, I'm gonna use my middle. Everything
Okay.
ring finger. Everything in the 10th pinky.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So even. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
You're gonna have to move that index finger off of that first string once you play that note.
Okay. I got it. Okay.
Yep. So go ba-da-da. So 7, 10, 8. But then we double back up to our pinky on the 2nd string. 10, 8, 7.
Okay. So,
and back up to pinky right there.
So, got it.
Yep. There you go. That was it.
There we go. Yeah. I just need to practice that one.
Yep, that run will take just a little bit of work to get that down. The good thing is that that's the one of the more difficult parts of this one. After we play that, we hold out that note because it's a whole note for 4 beats.
Okay.
Then we have a 4-beat rest, which you'll see indicated there with the whole rest.
Yep.
And then we go into that next measure. And with that next measure, we're just resetting where we started. We're playing the exact same thing again for those notes. And then we have our ending.
Okay.
Let's just walk through that because on that last piece, you have to shift positions again. So start on the 4th measure of the 2nd bar.
Okay. Let's see here. So
you see starting on that piece that goes on the 4th measure, 2nd bar.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, 9, 8, 9, 11. Yeah.
And then 8, 7. So.
There you go. Now this is the part where you have to switch positions. So you go da da da. Now what I do right here is I'll play that 9th fret on my 4th string with my ring finger. So I haven't switched quite yet. I'm staying in the same position for right there. I just use that to play that. But when I go to play the next note, I play 9, 9, and I have to play the 6th fret on the 3rd string. So then I switch back one position. 6, 8, 9, just for those last 3 notes.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Makes sense.
Do you have any questions on that?
No, I just need to practice it and clean it up, but it makes sense.
Okay. All right. So we'll work on that one this week. So let's go ahead and do our assignments. So
right.
Basically what we're going to be working on is we'll work on that one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So let me write that one down in here. Yep, do that one.
All right.
Okay. Now, the stuff on page 38, we kind of skipped over it because there's nothing that's like new technique-wise.
Okay.
There's a couple of things that you can play on there, like Up Around the Bend and Purple Haze. Both of those are fun. And if you have time, you might look at those. But we'll focus on the Munsters theme. We'll do our power chord exercises from the previous one with Talk Dirty to Me.
Okay.
Okay. We'll work on that one.
Talk Dirty to Me.
Yeah, it's on page 37.
All right.
I hate myself for loving you. You got done with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what we'll do is we'll focus on basically working on the Munsters theme, and then Talk Dirty to Me as our top 2 priorities.
Okay.
And then Up Around the Bend and Purple Haze will be our second priority ones that you can work on if you have time. And as always, if you have any questions, you can feel free to give me a call or contact me otherwise.
Yep. Will do, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right. I'll see you.